Number 58. The number 44 is considered to be which of the following types of numbers? Happy, polite, odious, and extravagant. So let's just break down what each of these means. So for a number to be happy, it means that if you take the digits of the number, square them and add them together, and then continue the sequence, you're eventually going to converge to the number 1. So that's kind of a weird definition, so I'll show an example. So if you have the number 44, the sum of the squares of those digits will be 4 squared plus 4 squared, which is 16 plus 16, which is 32. And then if you do this with 32, let's see, 3 squared is 9, 2 squared is 4, and so 9 plus 4 gives you 13. And then for 13, 1 squared is 1, 3 squared is 9, so 1 plus 9 is 10. And then for 10, 1 squared is 1, 0 squared is 0, and so these do converge to 1. And so 44 is in fact a happy number. So that one's good. And in fact, all of these answer choices have that. So when you were actually taking the test, you wouldn't even have to test this because as you can see, A, B, C, D, and E all have 1 as one of their choices. So let's move on to polite numbers. So a polite number is pretty much a number that can be written as the sum of consecutive numbers. So for example, 15 is a polite number because it can be written as like 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, or 4 plus 5 plus 6, or 7 plus 8. As long as it can be written as the sum of consecutive integers, it's going to be polite. And in fact, any number, any positive integer is going to be polite except for the powers of 2. And since 44 is not a power of 2, then we know it has to be polite. So now we can eliminate some of the other choices. So we know it can't be B because that doesn't have 2, and it can't be D. So let's check for odious. So what odious means is if you expand the number into binary, you're going to have an odd number of ones. There's actually a counterpart to this. You have evil numbers. So odious has an odd number of ones, O for odious, an odd, and then an evil number will have an even number of ones, E for even, evil, right? So let's just expand this into binary. So if we have 44, let's see, the highest power of 2 that goes into 44 is 32. So we're going to have six digits. So we'll have a 1 for the 32's place, or the 2 to the 5th if you think about it in terms of place value. And then you subtract 32, this gives you 12. So if this is the 32's, 16's, 8, 4, 2, 1, if you think about it in terms of place value. So 12, you can't get a 16 out of 12, so this is going to be a 0. There's 1/8 that will go into 12, so that'll be a 1. And 12 minus 8 gives you 4. And we get exactly 1/4 out of 4, so that'll be a 1. And of course, 4 minus 4 gives you 0. And so we know that the rest of the digits have to be 0. So we have 101100, which has 3 ones, so it has an odd number of ones, so this number has to be odious. So we can eliminate A, and we can eliminate C, and so we know the answer is E, but I'll still go over what an extravagant number is. So an extravagant number is, well, first of all, let's take the prime factorization of 44, because this is really where the root of extravagant numbers comes from. So if you have the number 44, that is 4 times 11, also known as 2 squared times 11. So a number is extravagant if its prime factorization has more digits than the number. So let me describe it this way. So 44 has 2 digits. And then 2 squared times 11 has 1, 2, 3, 4 digits. And so since 4 is greater than 2, that means that you're going to have an extravagant number. So we already knew this from our answer choices, but now we know 44 is an extravagant number. The opposite of this would be an economical number, where you have fewer digits in the prime factorization than you have in the number. So we know this is going to be E, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you have any questions from other tests, make sure to leave a comment and I'll make a video with a solution. With that said, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe. This has been Investigative Math, and I will see you next time.